Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the top 5 niche perfumes in my entire collection, or the 5 niche perfumes that I am the most obsessed with at the moment. A couple of them are a little bit more like holy grail and some of them are newer to my collection, but I'm really excited to share this list with you. If you guys missed the video on my top 5 designer perfumes, definitely do check that out. I will try to link that down below for you, but it would be the last video uploaded on my channel. And if you guys are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Alithia and on this channel we do talk about perfume. If that's something that you enjoy, I would love if you would consider subscribing. Also feel free to head over and follow me on Instagram so we can get to know each other better over there. And with that out of the way, let's get started in today's niche perfume video. Alright, so this first niche fragrance is actually discontinued, and for that reason I'm going to consider it an honorable mention. I do have 5 other niche perfumes in this list that I think that I like better, but this one definitely had to be on there because I'm pretty obsessed with it at the moment. And so this is from Maison Margiela, and this is a replica perfume, and this is called Funfair Evening. This one was actually sent to me by a friend, gifted to me by a friend. We did a little perfume exchange, and I was really thankful and lucky to get my hands on this one because it's absolutely incredible, and I know that it is still available on other websites like eBay and things like that. If you guys can get your hands on it, I really highly recommend because it is absolutely beautiful. This perfume is very sort of woody and comforting. It reminds me of being literally at a fair. If you've ever smelt the candle Summer Boardwalk, I think it's called, from Bath & Body Works, that's what this kind of reminds me of a little bit. So that candle was very like sort of sweet, gourmand, very warm and cozy, also had like this natural like woodiness to it. So it really reminds me of the Summer Boardwalk candle. Not that it smells exactly like it, but if you know the one I'm talking about, then you know. With this perfume, I really get the feeling and the sensations of everything you would get at a fair. So it's kind of like woody, it's warm, it's got a little bit of a floral aspect to it. I believe that there is neroli and maybe orange blossom in this one. It's a little sweet. It does have a very slight resemblance to something like Love Don't Be Shy from Kilian. It has a little bit of that Love Don't Be Shy from Kilian, as well as like a Perdizione or any of those sort of orange blossom neroli mixed with a bit of a gourmand. But where this is a little different is this also has, I think this has star anise, and I think there's also some woodsy notes, and I think maybe petitgrain or something in here. It really does come across a little bit woody and just like super comforting, but it's absolutely stunning for the summertime. So I just can't wait to wear this in the summer. Okay longevity, not the best, not the worst, and also the bottle is just really stunning. So I'm super excited to wear this one once the weather gets a little bit warmer. That is my honorable mention. That is Funfair Evening from Replica. All right, the next perfume, this is, I guess, in our number 5 spot. This is Clive Christian Blonde Amber. This is a recent purchase. If you guys have been keeping up with my channel this year, you probably saw me talking about this one already a few times. This was a pricey penny, but this was one that won my heart immediately the second I put it on my skin. I had a sample of it. It was not a blind purchase. It's been getting a little bit of hype over the last, I would say, 6 months to a year. I've only seen it in a handful of videos. It is quite pricey, like I said, but essentially what this one is, it's a plethora of notes. There's floral notes in here, there's gourmand notes, there's woody notes, there's boozy notes. This is kind of something along the lines of like a Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille Fatale, almost a little bit Black Orchid. This is what it looks like without the cap, and it's a little bit masculine. It's very unisex, I would say slightly leaning feminine. And this is a perfume that, yes, it's super expensive, but in my opinion, it beats out so many other like woody, boozy, gourmand fragrances. I feel like if you have this one, if you like a spicy, boozy, warm, slightly gourmand, slightly floral, that kind of super sexy, sultry nighttime perfume, if you have this one, I feel like you can just kick out so many other ones from your collection. Like now that I have this, I don't feel the urge or the need or the desire to buy any other like boozy, vanilla, woody, rum kind of fragrances. Like I said, it is a little bit masculine, very unisex, but also has a sweetness to it, and I just find it super, super addictive and sexy. I think this is a great after hours kind of perfume, like going out in the evening, little black dress, high heels, sexy date, night out on the town, and definitely a good cold weather scent as well. I think you could get away with this in the daytime, not at the office, but like daytime in the winter. And because I live in Canada and we have a lot of cold days, we have a lot of snowy days, it's April, like 5th today, I think, and we still have snow on the ground. So that just tells you right there, this is the perfect perfume for where I live. I'm going to get a lot of good use out of it, but super, super sexy, like almost like sex in a bottle kind of sexy. So definitely has a time and a place. That is number 5 on my list. That is Clive Christian, Blonde Amber. Also, the performance with this one is out of this world. Really, really good. So, all right, in my number 4 spot, this is Orza from Tiziana Terenzi. This is a really heavy bottle, and it's a very beautiful, kind of an elaborate bottle. So it has this beautiful starfish on the top, and this is from their Sea Stars collection. Sea Stars collection. I can't talk today. And it's in this beautiful like salmon pink bottle. Very, very ocean-esque and very tropical looking. And this was also a pretty penny, but you guys, I actually found this on Max Aroma and I got like 30% off. I found a coupon. Little tip for you guys. If you're ever purchasing or shopping from any website, literally Google coupons for that website, because I just found it on like Business Insider. There was a list of coupons and I just plugged it in and lo and behold it worked, and it got me an instant 30% off, which if you know how much this perfume costs, you know that that is a huge amount of savings. It literally saved me like I think over $200. So I'm just going to take the cap off here because it is a little bit heavy. And this is your beautiful Orza from Tiziana Terenzi. So this is definitely one of my best purchases of the year and one of the perfumes that I am the most obsessed with. This is a beautiful fruity floral, slightly gourmand perfume. So this one has notes of, I think, plum, coconut, green apple. I can't remember all of the other fruity notes that are in here. There's also a whole bunch of floral notes, and then there's also caramel and vanilla. So those are the notes that stick out the most to me. I think there's also a little bit of woody notes in here as well. I think there's some sort of a woody note in here as well, which doesn't come through a whole lot. This is essentially like a fruity floral drizzled with vanilla and caramel. And this is also beast mode. So if you invest in this perfume, you will not be disappointed with the performance. You definitely get your money's worth with the Tiziana Terenzi perfumes. Now, when you first spray this and smelling it at the bottle, it definitely does remind me a little bit of like Herba Pura, Kirke, any of those kind of super fruity fragrances. Tiziana Terenzi has a DNA about it, like a certain underlying DNA that I've talked about in lots of other videos. And a couple years ago, even a year ago, you guys, I did not like the DNA of the Tiziana perfumes. I just didn't. To me, they all kind of smelled the same, whether it was Andromeda, Draco, pretty much like Tabit, all of those other like really expensive Tiziana Terenzi perfumes, it pretty much just all smelled the same to me. And I didn't understand the hype. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. It kind of bothered me. I found it screechy. I found it headache inducing. And I just in general did not like it. This one is one I have come back and revisited because those caramel and vanilla notes really struck an accord with me. And I don't know, whenever I'm at some place, I was telling my friend the other day, whenever I go on vacation and I go to these super luxurious, like bougie hotels and really rich, like sophisticated, like shopping centers and stuff like that, these super rich people that you can tell they're super rich and they walk past you, you can tell they're wearing something that like not everybody else is wearing. And you're just thinking to yourself, that woman smells incredible. What on earth is she wearing? This is the type of perfume that those women are wearing. This is the perfume that like my brain pinpoints, and I can imagine that this is what they're wearing. Of course, I don't know for sure because I haven't spoken to them. Yeah, there's just something super sophisticated and expensive and luxurious. I think the best way to describe this perfume from a subjective point of view is luxurious and expensive. That's what I get from Orza. And on my skin, you guys, when you first spray it, for the first little while, it does smell a little bit like Herba Pura, a little bit like Draco, a little bit like Kirke. It has that specific underlying Tiziana Terenzi, even almost a Xerjoff kind of a DNA to it. But after it starts to settle on the skin, it becomes extremely addictive and it becomes warm and almost gooey. I get this super sexy, really pretty caramel vanilla on my skin, and it is just to die for, and I'm absolutely obsessed. So I love this perfume, you guys. Such a good purchase. I've made a few expensive perfume purchases over the last few months that ended up not being, you know, I was thinking like, why did I spend all this money? I'll share those in a future video, but this is one that was worth it. This one and Blonde Amber were definitely worth it. and I definitely recommend. So yeah, if you guys can find this at a discount, get it. I wouldn't recommend paying full price because it's crazy. Just do what I did, look for those discount codes, save yourself some money, check out Fragrance Buy as well. They often get these in stock for really cheap. And that is the number 4 on my list. So that is Orza from Tiziana Terenzi. The next perfume is one that's a little bit more affordable. This is Kayali Vanilla Royal Sugared Patchouli 64. This is a newfound love of mine that I've talked about in quite a few recent videos, and I am still just as much in love with this perfume today as I was when I first raved about it. This is a perfume that has definitely jumped into like potentially even my top 10 favorite perfumes. And I know that this perfume is one that got a lot of sort of scrutiny slash not very good reviews when it first came out. I think just because it's a very different type of perfume to what we're used to seeing on the shelves at Sephora. This is a very like Middle Eastern, sort of an Arabic inspired perfume. You have oud in here, you have patchouli, you've got rum. It's a very boozy, sweet, woody fragrance, and it does have a lot of that oud in here as well. So this one for me honestly just smells extremely opulent and very beautiful and very sweet. And I don't have a lot of oud perfumes in my collection because for myself as well, oud is a note that I've had a hard time with in the past. I don't often get along with a lot of oud perfumes. I like the way that they smell, but I have a hard time wearing oud. This is the first like oud heavy perfume that I actually really enjoy wearing and love. Not only that, but I find it very feminine. So a lot of people feel that this does not resemble Kayali Vanilla. I know that this was intended to be sort of the big girl, bigger sister to Kayali Vanilla. I actually beg to differ. I smell Kayali Vanilla in here 100% because Kayali Vanilla itself is already an ambery, woody vanilla. It's not just a straight up vanilla. There is a Middle Eastern spin on it. It's one of the best vanillas on the market for a reason, right? And I totally smell it in here. What they've done though is they've made it more intense, definitely more intense. The longevity and the performance on this thing is incredible. And they've also added a heavy dose of patchouli, which patchouli, by the way, is in the original Kayali Vanilla. They've also added rum. They've added a lot of spicy notes, and they've added that oud. So yes, it is heavier, it is richer, it is deeper, but you guys, I honestly think this is fit for royalty. Like, their branding for this and their marketing for this was totally on point. Mona Katan in the advertisement just looked like, almost like an Egyptian goddess or something. She just looked like royalty, and this perfume is fit for royalty. I just think it smells so opulent and so beautiful, and I absolutely am obsessed. This was actually my vacation scent when I went away in January. I did go down south, but it was still like fairly cool, and in that like +5 to +10 degrees Celsius weather, this was perfect. It was just so beautiful. It lasted forever. It filled a room, and it honestly becomes just so vanillic and so sweet on my skin, but at the same time it retains that sort of Middle Eastern opulence about it. So I just absolutely love it, you guys. I think it's amazing, and the performance is incredible. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite Kayali perfumes in general, but one of my favorite perfumes that I've purchased within the last 6 months for sure. All right, and we can't talk about my favorite niche perfumes without mentioning Kayali Vanilla. So Kayali, yes, is a niche brand. It's not super unique because every single person has it. And I think when I think of niche, I think of like something more exclusive, something that's harder to get, something that not everybody has. And Kayali doesn't really fall under that category. You know, actually, I would say this is probably one of the most popular perfumes in the world at the moment, and for good reason. So you can see how dark my juice is. With this bottle, I've had this bottle for a really long time, and the reason I'm so slow to get through it, you can see obviously it is one of my bigger dents, but the reason that I'm taking so long to get through it is just because I've been trying so many new perfumes lately. I've purchased a lot of perfumes, I've been testing a lot of perfumes, and I have decants, and I've had perfumes sent to me. So this one is just really has been sitting on the back burner, which is really unfortunate because it's one of my favorite perfumes of all time, and it's a beautiful vanilla. Let me just take the cap off here. I mean, there's a reason this is so popular. It's just a super sweet, warm, cozy, delicious, enjoyable vanilla. Very, very feminine, a little sexy, but also appropriate for every day. It's such a versatile scent. You could wear this to school, but you could also wear it for date night. So it's just such a versatile scent. Kind of basic, but also not basic at all. There's a reason why everybody seems to love this particular vanilla. There's a million vanillas on the market. Everyone seems to like this one. Longevity, not the greatest. However, I have received lots of compliments when I've worn this, and I can smell it on myself for a long period of time. So I'm not too concerned about the longevity. Yeah, and this one really is hidden somewhere in Vanilla Royal Sugar Patchouli. It's hidden in there. This is kind of like the younger, sweeter sister. The younger, sweeter, like everyday sister to Vanilla Royal Sugar Patchouli. And layering the two together, you guys, is a whole other experience in and of itself. It's beautiful. They layer perfectly together, I think, because this one actually is in the Vanilla Royal Sugar Patchouli. So anyway, I won't ramble on about this one too much longer because it's very popular and you've heard a million people talk about it, but I actually have a backup of this one. That's how much I love it. And I have no doubt that this will remain a favorite for me for a really, really long time. And the good thing about this perfume as well is that the longer that juice sits there and gets darker, it just sits there and it gets like thicker and richer and darker, and it actually becomes better and better the longer you let it sit. That is number 2 on my list. That is Kayali Vanilla 28. And by the way, you guys, I want to share this beautiful mug. Actually, I have a friend of mine to thank because she's the person who showed me these mugs initially, but these mugs have been trending. They're called like a Nordic mug, like Nordic inspired, which I think is really funny because I have some people, some Nordic people in my audience who have commented and said, I'm like Nordic myself and I've never heard of the term Nordic mug. So it's kind of funny because I'm like, I feel like it's one of those things that someone just created the term, but the actual people from that area don't know what it is. Kind of like people say in Canada, everybody's obsessed with igloos and hockey, and that's not the case. Everyone knows we're obsessed with Tim Hortons, duh. But this mug is actually incredible, you guys, and you should definitely check it out. They have lots of different colors. I will link this down below. I got it from Amazon for around maybe $25–30, and so cute, very aesthetically pleasing, and I actually have it in 3 colors. That's how much I love it. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I know on my Instagram I do get a lot of questions about this mug, so I will have this linked down below for you. All right, and currently my number 1 favorite niche fragrance in my collection, the one that I'm probably sort of still lusting about or the most obsessed with or the most mind blown about, is Mizensir's Ambre Magique. So this is a perfume company created by Alberto Morillas, who is a perfumer who's responsible for lots of really incredible perfumes on the market. And then he went ahead and created his own perfume brand called Mizensir. And I'm telling you guys, every Mizensir perfume is a masterpiece. This house does not create a bad fragrance. I've tried numerous of them. I've owned lots of them. Another one that is beautiful is Perfect Oud. They have For Your Love, Très Cher, and this one is no exception. It's in this beautiful white bottle with the gold details. I blind purchased this one actually, and I will link it down below where you can get it with a discount code. I actually used that discount code to get it myself, so it was not sent to me. And this was a blind buy that could have gone either way. So this is an ambergris, cardamom, vanilla perfume that also has a little bit of, I think, orange and orange blossom in the opening. But the stars of the show here are truly the ambergris and the vanilla. And this perfume, you guys, the performance on this, first of all, is incredible. Amazing sillage, amazing lasting power. It projects like nobody's business. It is extremely strong, so you really don't need very much of it. And it's just truly one of the most intoxicating, incredible, beautiful vanilla perfumes I've ever smelled. Well worth your money. And I always tell people, you know, if you have been wanting to treat yourself and say, you know, you have a budget of about $200–300 for one niche perfume, and you're just trying to debate like, which one niche should I get? What will tick off all the boxes? What will have great performance? What will be pretty universally mass pleasing? Like, I honestly can't imagine somebody not liking this perfume. Like, you could use this for daytime gently, like maybe one spray from a distance, and be careful who you wear it around because I think it's quite sexy. But also for me, this is very much like fancy dress, fancy dinner, high heels. But I mean, wear your perfumes anytime you want to wear them, but it's probably more of a evening, cold weather kind of perfume. Wow, you guys. This fragrance is just incredible. So the vanilla is definitely the star of the show, and it is a bourbon vanilla, I believe. So it's a very sexy nighttime vanilla. and it just is incredible. And the addition of the cardamom that's in here, as well as the ambergris just makes it so special. You just have to go smell it. And if you've never smelled ambergris, it's kind of a hard thing to explain. It's a hard note to explain, but once you smell ambergris and understand what it smells like, you kind of get it, and you can smell the ambergris in here very strongly. So wow, you guys, it just like, it's mind-blowing, I'm telling you. So this is definitely probably, this could be the best niche perfume I have in my collection. I'm not kidding. This could be the best one that I have. So yeah, that is Ombre Magique from Mizensir. Definitely recommend checking this one out. Again, I will put a discount code for you down below so that if you do want to splurge, you can at least save yourself a few bucks. And that is the last one on my list today. So that was it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these niche perfumes, and I would like you to let me know down below what would be your top 1 or 2 niche perfumes of the moment that you are currently obsessed with, or is there one that you have on your radar that you are really excited to get your hands on? And that's it for today. Hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye for now.